And we're talking about some natural metabolism boosters. Here's the 3 big secrets: exercise, diet, and lots of water. Wow, those are revelations. You mean I can exercise, drop my calories, and drink a lot of water? I never heard of that. Yes, let's start with that. Also, we need to find a hobby. Howie, gardening, Norma, gardening. So many people here are out in their yards or they're going for a walk with their friends, but there's still a few of us who aren't doing anything. How about trying tennis? I tried it with Donna last year and I almost killed myself. I realized that my tennis days might be over, but I still like swimming and snowshoeing. Find something that you can do that won't kill you. Also, they talk about water. So many people are saying, I just don't like water. Well, how about doing what Chris just said? Let's get some ginger. I've never had ginger. Who has never had ginger? I've never had it. Never. Never. I'm going to get some ginger. I'm going to get some cucumbers, some lemons and limes, and I'm going to make that water. And I'm going to drink it like, I'm going to drink it like I'm going to get drunk on it. I think we need to get that water in us. Then I talked about what are the natural things are the best. Natural are the best. I don't think there's anybody here that are taking pills. I don't know if you remember, but years ago there was a doctor in Camillus that people would always go to, no names, but everyone went to him because he'd give you a few pills. And I remember I'm thinking, pills? I was so naive. I'm still naive in so many ways. So I said, well, I think I'll go see. You know, I went in to see him. He's like, yeah, here's a little prescription. You'll lose weight. I'm like, wow. I got home. I took a couple of the pills. I was like cleaning my house at 1 o'clock in the morning. And Bob's like, Ellen, are you going to come to bed? In a few minutes. I was never so wild. I was younger. I mean, my heart was going ba-boom, ba-boom. And I lost weight because I never slept. I just worked 24 hours a day. I do not recommend taking anything that's not natural because it will hurt you. Even Joe and I were talking tonight about those energy drinks. I don't go for any of that stuff. These athletes are taking these energy drinks and they're mixing up their heart rate and all these sorts of things. I don't go for it. I'm not talking about a Gatorade. I'm talking about these high caffeine, whatever they are. We got to be natural. So how do we speed up our metabolism? We have to eat. You hear me? We have to eat to speed up our metabolism. We have to have blueberries. Oh my gosh. I got the best batch of blueberries and I was eating them like they were the sour cream and onion potato chips of my past. I said, I'm just going to have a couple. Oh my gosh. Oh, they were so good. If you're going to binge on blueberries, binge on egg whites, binge on Brussels sprouts. How come no one ever comes in here and says, you know, Ellen, I just lost it and I binged on cauliflower all weekend long. Then when I finally had enough cauliflower, I started on the broccoli. It was ridiculous. No one ever says that. No one ever binges on the spinach. No one. What we need to do is take a really good look at this list. Fish, chickpeas. My daughter was the obligatory college vegan. You know how they all are. Oh, I'm going to be a vegan now. And she started eating the hummus. And I'm thinking, what is that? I wouldn't even try it. Now, if someone brought something in here to me today and said, I want you to try this, those noodles that Kathy gave me, I'm like, ooh, these look really weird. They were great. They weren't really noodles. They were
shirataki rice noodles.
No,
a shirataki miracle noodles.
Miracle noodles, but they weren't any carbs at all.
Fiber.
Right, they were great. Now, the old Ellen wouldn't have tried it, wouldn't have went near it, but you gotta mix it up. Look at this list. Are we eating things on the avocados, sweet potatoes? I remember going to dinner at Charmaine's house, and we were having like some nice white, meat, lean, and then she had this thing over here, and I go, what is this? This is really good. And she's like, well, they're just roasted sweet potato chunks. And I'm like, wow, I never ate sweet potatoes. Never ate them. I think they're the greatest thing. in moderation again, but they are a metabolism boosting food. Here's even more. Milk, they're talking skim milk. Oatmeal, they're talking high fiber. Then it talks about some coffee, green tea, and water. Beef, chicken, pork, salmon, sardines, tuna, and turkey. Remember I told you that tuna and sardines, you gotta rinse that sodium off of those things. I have never eaten a sardine. Never. They're a high metabolism boosting food. Yes.
Sardines, there are nice fish sardines that aren't in the can. They're regular fish.
Where do you get that?
You get it in a fish market.
Where?
Or at Wegmans,
I
maybe?
don't know- No, not Wegmans.
There's a fish market in East Syracuse.
Yeah, and they smell really bad when you put them on the grill, but they're delicious.
They are delicious, huh? So they're not talking about canned sardines. They're talking about actually going and getting some fish. We need to mix it up, Pray It Off group. We need to eat some sardines. I love salmon, so I have had that. Let's look at these vegetables. There's nothing on here that's crazy. Let's stay with the group, everybody. But one of the things that's on here that I thought was really good was the whey protein. Now remember, when I talk about peanut butter, I'm not talking about the high fat crunchy. I'm talking about low fat, healthy peanut butter. There's Sprouts. Bob and I have been eating Sprouts every minute. I love Sprouts. Again, never did them before. I grew up, like many of us here, in a very poor family. We had macaroni and cheese. Our fish was fish sticks. And we had tartar sauce made of mayonnaise and pickle relish. We grew up, and I remember, my mother doesn't watch the blog. My mother would cook, like get a piece of roast beef, and she'd make it, and it'd be kind of like blackish, and then I wouldn't even know what it was, and we'd eat it. And then one time I went to my friend's house, and we had this dinner, and I went, what is this? This is so good. And they're like, well, it's roast beef. Haven't you ever had that? I go, this is roast beef? I had no idea. It's supposed to taste juicy and nice. I mean, I remember like I was chewing. I grew up, we didn't have bean sprouts. We didn't have any of that stuff. And now I'm 56 years old. I need to try. I know, almost 57. I need to try these things. Okay. We need to have more food. It says water, the colder the better. Ice water. And if you say, oh, Ellen, I've got really bad teeth, do the best you can. Also, I did a whole article here about whey protein. And I'm going to stop there, Bob, and I'm going to talk about this.